Sabah everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to show a lot of cases for you guys. I'm going to share with you guys some cases that are made specifically for the Galaxy S20s. I'm talking about the standard S20, S20 Plus, as well as the S20 Ultra. I'll demo all of these cases on the S20 Ultra since that's the device that I have, but they do actually have cases for all three versions of the S20. Last but not least, we're going to make sure not only they fit well, they look well, but we're also going to make sure that the wireless charging works on every single one of these cases. This is TK. Let's go ahead and check out all of these cases. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified whenever we have new videos on the channel. So here we have the brand new Galaxy S20 Ultra. This is a 6.9-inch display and of course a massive device, a 5,000 milliamp battery, a massive camera hump that's sitting on the back, and you guys can see it right there. Now, using a case on a device like this will help us with a couple of things. A, obviously protecting the device, but B, also actually alleviates this camera bump that we have sitting here so that we don't have that wobble on the table. Now, I did end up doing a much larger, much longer 1-hour video over on the Amazon live stream where I showcased all of these cases and then more. If you'd like to check that out later on, I'll give you guys a link for that in the description. So first off, we're going to start off with is the I-Blason. This one is called the I-Blason Galaxy. They mention it S11 Plus. But just be aware, as long as the camera opening is this big, and make sure and I'll give you guys a link for the correct cases for each device. This one fits very easily. It's a blue accented color. And what I like about it is that the actual buttons are flush. So you see right there, they're actually very flush, very straight. There's no basically extra bump. So when you're holding it, you kind of have to use muscle memory to remember, but there is some texture here. So when you feel that little ridges here on the actual unit, so you can see right there, you know that that's the power button. You can turn it off, volume up, volume down, work really good. Since we have nothing on the left, on the top, we just have to worry about the microphone opening. On the bottom, second microphone, USB-C for data charge and headphones, as well as the ability of obviously having the buy and fire speaking open. Last but not least, we have a lanyard option if you like to use that. But the really nice thing about this is that the opening for the USB-C cable is big enough to fit most USB-C cables. So that's something to be aware of. Sometimes cases make them very small. Last but not least, of course, we're going to make sure that this works with wireless charging, but not only that, fast wireless charging. So this is the latest power bank that we saw from Samsung. This one is the 10,000 milliamp hour. It has USB-C on both ports, but it also supports fast wireless charging for the brand new S20s. Let's go ahead and put the device in, give it a second. Wireless charging works great, as you'd expect, and reverse wireless charging. One thing you do want to make sure to be aware of, obviously, is that the actual camera bump, as you can see right there, it actually pretty much disappeared. So really nice, very cool. And if I'm not mistaken, they do have a couple of colors options here. So that one was the navy one that I showed you guys. We have a purple one, as well as a black one. So if you'd like to have a case that's a black on black, works great. If you want to basically maybe have an accented color the way I have it here, I feel like the blue one does a really good job. These are actually a lot more ruggedized cases, and I'll explain to you what I mean. I'll go ahead and put the device here. Now this case comes with an actual clip. So there's a belt clip here. If you're a fan of the design itself, this clips to your belt. It sits in, very, very nice, provides a protection on both sides. But it also works kind of like a stand-up case if you want to be able to use it on the table. And your device goes into this case, and then when you're actually using it in here, so you kind of close it in, it's protected from both sides, front and back, and it actually has a very nice sturdy put on there. This is actually going to look really good for you because it sits on side of your, or on the other side, and it works really good. And it's easy to remove one-handed. So really good protection for your device. And again, they do come in multiple colors. This one is the purple. They come in a blue and a black one as well. And it is a two-piece case, so you do need to remove the top part of it. Once you remove that, insert your device into it. So this is going to be basically how it's going to look. You notice there's a little bit of a raised lip here, very similar to the way we had it here as well. There is a raised lip on the top so that your glass is not sitting on the table. And of course, just go in from one side, in. We do have a USB-C port cover here on the bottom, so that's nice little extra protection. Opening for the microphones, the bottom firing speaker buttons are tactile and very easy to, of course, initiate. Top microphone, and of course the camera is protected, and it actually provides even extra protection as there's actually a dip here. So the camera is actually inside, recessed in, so that there's no chance for it to hit the table. Last but not least, of course, we're going to see how this fits. So here there's 1, 2, 3, fits perfectly and does not come off. It has multiple points of capturing here. So this is a great case if you're looking to have something that basically a little bit more ruggedized, able to go out with you and actually take a little bit of a beating. Additional protection on all angles. And of course, we're going to test out the wireless charging as soon as I show you guys that it actually also includes a kickstand. So really nice to be able to stand up your device either standing or sideways to be able to enjoy content on this. So really, really nice, and it tucks in very, very flush. Let's go ahead and turn on the wireless charging one more time. And I'll give it a second. Let's go ahead and put it over here, and then you should be able to see basically wireless charging work with almost every single one of these cases. And the same thing with reverse wireless charging. But it also supports fast wireless charging. So that means we have very good contact, and there is the case itself is not too thick. So the next couple of cases that we're going to take a look at are made by a company called I-Blason. So here it is, I-Blason, B-L-A-S-O-N. And there's a couple of style cases that they gave us. They gave us the see-through cases with an accent, and of course there's the, I would say, more of a mosaic style case. Both of these cases are actually two-piece cases, which means we have the same kind of mechanism that we have here with the Supcase. You remove the insert, and then of course you put that on top of your device, or around the device more likely. And you notice right there, it kind of just goes over here, and we'll close that. And next thing you do is pretty much the exact same thing. You just insert the device on one side. These cases are not as hard plastic as this one is, so I forgot to show you guys. This one definitely is a much harder plastic. This one is more of a softer touch to plastic, and it actually does have a nice little grip, so it's not as slippery. This one has obviously the buttons here, the opening is on the top, on the bottom, the camera bump is definitely covered. Looks great on the S20 Plus, S20 Ultra, and of course we're going to go ahead and do real quick the power bank charge. I'll give that here, and I'll give it a second, and I'll give that here and you can see right there, wireless charging and fast wireless charging. We'll put the power bank on the side. Now they do offer us a couple of additional looks here. So this one is actually called the Cosmo Ocean. So this is the, again, they call it the S11 Plus, but it's the Cosmo Black Ocean, the Cosmo Ocean here. And then they do have another color here. And then you can see right there, this one, I think if I'm not mistaken, is called the Cosmo Pracio. So that one again will be listed in the link in the description below. And again, there are different options, different colors. All should be able to provide you protection, as well as the fact that they do work with wireless charging. So here, a little bit more pink, closer to this one. And this one they're calling the marble. So this one is marble, white marble, and pink marble sitting in there. And then there's the amethyst. We'll see how this one looks. So you guys can get a chance to see what the cases look like. This is more of a purplish color on this one. So very nice, easy to install, definitely a very nice option to have where there's a two-piece case, so there's no chance of it falling out, and it actually does make it more secure in the actual case. Now the airy style of cases from I-Blason, again, same situation. I do prefer these guys a little bit better because we get a chance to see our device a little bit more. So the case again fits on the side, the buttons go in here. This one, it just basically is exactly the same. And then at the bottom we also have a cover for the USB-C port, similar to the one we saw here with the ruggedized case from Supcase. But this one actually looks nice. We have a blue accent color on the outside as well, on the front as well as on the back. The ridges here on the edge are definitely more pronounced for more protection, and of course there is a raised lip part of it, so you can see right there the device display will not be sitting on a table. Opening USB-C here, of course all of the stuff, and of course they do have multiple colors. So the one I'm showing you here obviously is the blue one. They have a purple one as well as a black one. Let me show you what the purple one looks like, since I'm assuming that'll be the more interesting color to look. So again, very much the exact same thing. Same color, same option, wireless charging works great. Next, we're going to be moving over to the Schnail cases. Schnail provided me 3 different style cases. I'm going to start with this one real quick because this one is easy to put on. And not only that, it actually also had a nice little functionality in here. If you notice right there, there's that little grill sitting where the bottom fire and speaker is. So let's go ahead and put our device in here. First and foremost, provides the edge protection, fits very securely, very nicely. We have a nice accented purple-blue hue color that changes depending on the light. See-through, so we get to see our device. Hard plastic for the case, and of course raised edges with bumps, so you can kind of see them right here. There's an additional bumps here on the top, bottom, and here to provide us protection for the not only the optics on the back as well as the device on the front with that nice raised edge. On the bottom is where it looks really interesting because you can kind of see there's a little bit of a chamber here that funnels the audio from the bottom, as opposed to having it shooting sideways to shoot forwards, making this device having 2 front-facing speakers, which looks really good. The buttons look great, obviously. There should not be any issue with wireless charging, mostly because this, again, it's very similar to the other cases, but I do feel like the plastic is a little bit thicker than what we have here. Wireless, and of course give it a second, fast wireless charging on this device perfectly. So this is the iridescent color, so there's going to be multiple colors, and they make these for the S20, S20 Ultra, as well as the S20 Plus. But we are going to go ahead and move over to this case. This is again a 2-piece case, very similar style to what we saw there. Let's go ahead and close this. For some reason I keep opening Samsung Pay here because it's on my lock screen. And again, you put in the unit itself, and then of course insert it. The case does feature a two-piece lock mechanism, so once you put it in, it actually kind of goes over and kind of clips over there. There's no cover to the bottom USB-C, but it is a little bit indented. As I said before, some of them are slightly thinner, so you may need to be worried about the cable that you're using here. There is a grip on the side. The optics are definitely very much indented and of course protected, as you have that nice little ridge. And of course, kickstand galore, sideways or upside down works great. And then when you're done, close it and it clips in so that it doesn't actually pop back up. Opening for the microphones, everything is there. Let's go ahead and bring in the wireless charger. And then we'll put it in. There should be no issue for it to work. Basically just give you the ability of just showing that it does function. Wireless charging and of course fast wireless charging. And then the next one we're going to look at here is pretty much the same exact type of case that we saw here from the Cosmo one. This one again is called, this is the pink marble one. So let's go ahead and put this one on the side. There are a few additional cases that came from Schnail that are a little bit more, I would say, minimalistic. So this one is very, very soft. So very flexible, not necessarily meant for protection, more for style. And I say that because obviously it's very, very thin, easy to install, pop on, very simple. But the bump is pretty much still there, not as pronounced as it was before, but it's definitely there. Wireless charging is not an issue, but again, I think this is more of a styling, and they do include a few additional colors. So Olixar sent me some cases here, and I do have an additional couple of cases that'll be in a separate video because I want to make them obviously more focused. First one here, this one is called the Olixar carbon fiber one. It is a thin case, it is pliable, it's more of a TPU style case, but it definitely provides a little bit more protection than what we saw with the last one that we showed. Buttons are pronounced, it is minimalist, very nice, and the carbon fiber is here, makes it a little bit less slippery on the hands. We do have a raised edge, very minimal raised edge here. All the ports are open. Of course, wireless charging and reverse wireless charging should have no problem with this one. Go ahead and put that one here. While this is charging, I want to show you guys real quick. This one is called the Nova Shield. This one again is meant for the S20, S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra. And this one again is also made by Olixar. The case on these guys from Olixar are very nice, also available on Amazon. But the really nice thing about this case is this also brings in the whole flush feel. You do have some etching on the button so that you kind of have the ability of feeling your way up there. But at the end of the day, it's going to end up basically being, muscle memory. The bottom firing speaker is open. USB-C does have a bigger opening here. Of course, everything is there. The nice little creased opening here for the top earpiece. And of course, much more minimalistic. The camera hump, well, it's definitely protected and it's flush. There is a little bit of a bump here, but not very much. So this one does not provide us a very big separation between the table and the device. So if you're putting it down, I would recommend using a glass protector with this on this device. Actually, let's go ahead and turn on wireless charging one more time, and we'll get a chance to do that one. The last case that we have here is called the Samsung. This is called the Samsung. Okay, so this is the soft silicone case. And we can see right there, fast wireless charging. Put that down. And the last one is really, that's what it is. It's a very soft silicone case that you can use on your device. And the reason behind that is it's soft on the outside, and they also have some nice material on the inside. It slides in very smoothly to the actual device, and it actually has everything open at the bottom, so there's no worry about the size of the cable. The buttons here are covered, and of course the microphone is open. Very nice, very easy, and I feel like this is I would say the more premium feeling case of all of them because of the material they're using, but not necessarily the most protective one. This is definitely more of a style type case. You could use this when you want to go out, but you know you're not going to be in a very active situation. Last but not least, of course, wireless charging. Let's go ahead and check them out, and we should be good. As you can see, wireless and fast wireless charging. I hope you guys enjoyed these cases. Again, the cases that I showed you today kind of have a spectrum. They go from a styling case all the way to the super ruggedized case that I showed you guys from, I think it was the I-Blason, with the clip that you're able to put it on the side. So depending on what you're looking for, be it a guy or girl, some kids, this is going to basically cover everything for you guys. Of course, link for all of these cases will be provided in the description below. Let me know in the comments below which one of these cases was your favorite. And of course, I'm actually going to be going with the one that came in from Olixar. It's just a black on black, very minimalistic, no button pushing on the side. And of course, it definitely looks great on the device since it just kind of keeps that theme going on. But again, there's multiple options and really good selection of cases available already for all of our S20 line of devices. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.